All right, so let's get started. I like to show up about 30 minutes early to my party so that I can set up and just kind of get familiar with the environment. Also, if my hostess has not tried these nail wraps, then I want to work with her and have her apply a wrap with me there. However, if I've done my hostess coaching correctly, she should already be pretty familiar with the wraps and how to put them on. My reason being because later in the night, after we've tried samples and we're moving more towards the checkout period, inevitably you'll have people left at the sample table who are still playing with the nail wraps. And so I want to be able to leave my hostess there to answer questions and help troubleshoot and just help them at the sample table. And if she's interested in becoming a consultant, then it's a fun time for her to kind of see that it really isn't rocket science and it's just nails. It's a lot of fun. So when I start my party, I like to have everyone gather in the living room area away from the sample table, because I found that if we're around the samples, then they're not going to hear anything I say. Everyone's distracted trying to pick out what they want to wear. So I like to start them out in the living room, and I'll first introduce myself and explain a little bit about what Jamberry is, about the nail wraps, and I'll walk around and show them my nails. And then I want them to introduce themselves to me. I want to hear what they like to do with their nails. I want to hear maybe they're a vet tech or they work in the medical field and have specific requirements for their nails. Maybe they like gel or acrylics. Maybe they don't wear anything. I just want to know a little bit about what they prefer so I can better help them make choices, through the night about the nail wraps. I also like to ask if anyone's heard of Jamberry before, because I have run into instances where last Saturday I did a party and someone had given one of the guests a sample a while ago, but hadn't followed through or really given her any instruction, and she tried to apply them and it was a disaster. So she had already come into the party with that mindset, and because I knew that about her, when we sat down at the sample table, I was better able to help her apply them and troubleshoot and give her tips. And at the end of the night, she bought a ton of nail wraps. So she really just needed a little bit of direction. Anyway, so after I do my spiel, my little presentation, then I'll pass out the catalogs. This is what my catalog usually looks like. I've got a bingo form on the front, and we'll talk a little bit about we'll talk more about games in a second. I have a host join brochure and then an order form in here as well. I do like to walk my guests through the catalog briefly. This is not like a shopping time. I just like to walk them through each category, explain a little bit about what the symbols mean, touch on the finishes, and just kind of touch each category so they're not overwhelmed when they open the book later on in the night trying to make their selections and they don't even know how to process all of this glorious information in front of them. We touch on hand care line, we touch on lacquers, just basically exposing them to the material in the catalog. Then after we do that, I'll open it up for questions if anybody has any specific questions for me. And then I'll likely, depending on how large the group is, I'll split the group in half, and half can go get snacks and then kind of look at the catalog, and then the other half can come to the sample table. I don't like to have more than 10's pushing it, 5 to 7 maybe people around the sample table is what I prefer, because then it's just mass chaos, and I feel like I am not able to really show them well how to apply the nail wraps. So that's my strategy. If I have a large party, I want to split them up. But anyways, now I'm going to go on to party games.